What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, let's talk about the Rebellion pack sales, because what I wanted to do was just give a little bit of an update on how we've actually been trending over the past, we'll call it roughly 4 weeks since the airdrop conflicts went live, right? We had our first airdrop conflict that started on January 23rd. So I'm recording this maybe like 27 days after in February, right? February 19th. So back in January, and I recorded this probably the evening that conflicts went live, we had already seen a lot of action in the marketplace. You saw the arbitrage go up, right? Which is still kind of there, right? 443 estimated value on a 369 price. We saw that arbitrage, we saw that activity, and what I wanted to do was take a snapshot right after the hype of that and see how we were doing. So at that point in time, we were only at, a little bit more than 700,000 packs sold. And as you can see here today, we're sitting close to, actually a little bit over 775,000. So just running the math, I think it was 711,000 at that point, and now we're at 775. So, you take your 64-ish K, divide that by 28 is what I think I did. And that gets us to about 2,200 to 2,300 packs sold per day. Now, that's not terrible. It's also not great, because if we continue at this rate for the rest of the sale, right, which only goes until December, so another 10 months from now, if we continue at this rate, we actually don't hit the 1.5 million packs, which is what Matt was hoping we would hit at the very low conservative estimate. Now, I do believe that we are going to hit that regardless. I'm not actually worried about it, even though, you add up how much we are trending towards versus how much we have now, and that's only like 1.46 million, I think, out of the 1.5. But I do think that at the end of the day, people are going to come in and probably go heavy towards the end of Rebellion if not many people have bought. If we are low, below that 1.5 million, I think you're going to see people start putting in maybe group buys or certain things just to speculate on the pack price, because keep in mind, December, we might be like in the throes of a full-on bull run. Again, assuming the 4-year cycle plays out the way that it normally does, it could be a very interesting time in December. So even if Splinterlands isn't taking off, I think a lot of the whales and top players here will expect maybe 2025 to feel a little bit different and speculate on the packs. But it does show that once the airdrop conflicts have started, once people have kind of gotten whatever they need, there hasn't been this major push. And I know, last week we had the stats released for the next airdrop conflict, which is a good looking one, right? The Kai Dragon card. And again, is that going to push people to like top up their packs? No. And really the airdrop conflict system isn't necessarily designed to do it in the same way that the previous airdrop system was for Chaos Legion and Rebellion, Rift Watchers, where you needed to top up your packs. With this, it's like if you have what you have and you just stake what you have, you're going to get your chances. And we haven't even seen how the first part of that will play out. So the question then becomes, okay, even though I'm not concerned about us hitting 1.5 million, where do the other, where do the other catalysts for sales come in? And the truth is, I don't see any. And what I mean by that is there's not like any kind of airdrop, or there's not any kind of other thing that's going to incentivize people to go crazy on packs. So if this is where we are, this is where we're trending, we're going to be lower. Granted, again, I don't think that we'll actually be low once all is said and done, but we are going to trend lower for the majority of the year. So the only way in which we get, a larger amount of pack sales, we'll call it, is if we see new players come in. And not just new players, but in my opinion, players that want to spend on, a good amount of packs, meaning that they want to buy in the bulk purchase 2,000 plus. And the reason for that is because you can get packs for relatively cheap on Hive Engine. And the only way that you can get them cheaper than the 369, and I haven't done the math yet, although I did it on a previous live stream, you can get it for like 340 something, I think, if you buy the 2,500, it's 2,300, right? 2,000 plus the bonus. So if you were to purchase it in that way, then you would get that value, right? Or you get it a little bit cheaper. And therefore, we'd see those sales actually going to the store rather than the secondary market. But at the same time, if new players start coming in and all of a sudden these packs that are on the secondary market start getting eaten up, you might get people who are like, you know what? I think I'm going to stop holding them maybe in one of their wagons and put them up for sale or whatever the case is. And again, rising asset prices tend to, they tend to be very polarizing. They can attract people during a bull run, right? But they can also, like, if they go down during a bear market, then, people are like, I don't want to touch this game. So it really just depends on what the sentiment around the market is going to be like. So obviously, the best answer to any question is always going to be, we need more players. We need new money. We need more, just new blood coming into the game for it to be successful. But that obviously sounds a little Ponzi-ish. And so I'm not even saying that the game needs that in order to be successful. I'm just saying, how do we get more Rebellion packs sold? Well, if the player base as it is right now is scooping them up, has what they need and is scooping them up at this rate, it's not going to be enough. So we would need some kind of catalyst from the outside, because it's not a catalyst in game, at least nothing that we've seen yet, right? We know there's a ranked rework. We know that there's Land 2.0 coming at some point, and we know that, there's like a burn event. None of those have anything really to do with Rebellion or, incentivizing people to spend more on Rebellion. I think the airdrop conflicts are actually relatively straightforward too. So we know that there's going to be 8 more of them. And, it's going to be what it's going to be what it's going to be at this point. So we'll have to wait and see how at least the first one goes. So obviously the focus will be on getting new players into the ecosystem at some point, because again, I'm just not seeing a catalyst. And I'm not saying this to be negative. I'm not trying to throw shade. That's not my point. I'm actually just trying to be very realistic here. If you see a catalyst that has been talked about by the team, that is something that they're definitely going to do, or at least there's a high likelihood that they're going to do, that's going to impact Rebellion sales, tell me about it. Because the only things that I can see are kind of indirect, right? Improving the player experience overall, and then, potentially doing some marketing later on in the year. What that marketing looks like, what those partnerships potentially look like, I have no idea, although my hope is that they are successful and they can bring players into the game. But in terms of incentivizing the people in the game to really go overboard and start purchasing many more Rebellion packs, I'm not seeing that yet. Now, what I mean by all of this, just in case you're still confused, is how are you going to get players like myself who have not started purchasing yet, right? Still holding out. How would you incentivize myself to do that? Would it be more tournaments? Would it be different types of events that are Rebellion only focused? I don't know, right? And this is what I'm saying. It's kind of like a black box right now. We don't really know what is planned outside of that player marketing, but hopefully the team can come up with some really cool ideas. Maybe even the community working through the DAO can come up with some cool ideas. But just wanted to share with you the numbers and where we're kind of trending. It's to the 1.4, 1.46 million range based on what we've seen over the past 4 weeks post airdrop conflicts going live. And again, that's an important date because after that point, right, everybody has kind of what they need and they're just slowly accumulating from there. So if nothing really happens, actually the rate at which packs are being bought by current players should start to go down. Just logically, if you think about it, right? We shouldn't be trending at this level. But, we'll have to wait and see how things play out. I'm actually quite optimistic that no matter what, we're going to hit the 1.5 million. That's not a big deal. And I'm also optimistic that we will get new players coming in. But in terms of there being an internal catalyst to get people to buy packs, I'm just not seeing it right now. So you let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you think I'm right, wrong, or if you're seeing something different in the future. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.